Peace, power, prosperity to my beautiful family that take the time out your beautiful day and your busy day to tune in and rock with the minister. Welcome to the Cosmic Christ University. This is ordained metaphysical minister Corbin. I know you are seeing the title right now and you're like, where is he going with this? Well, welcome. This is going to be Coronavirus, the series, a 3-part series. We're going to be going deeping and diving into the esoteric part of what coronavirus was. We are a family, especially those who watch the Cosmic Christ University. We are a family. When you are in the Cosmic Christ University, explore. Because the truths, the revelations that you see within these videos, some way, somehow correlate to your life. So I'm about to get started with this presentation. I just want to get one more sip of this tea. I'm about to go in, family. Welcome to the Cosmic Christ University. I am metaphysical ordained minister Corbin. Welcome to Chapter 1, Part 1 of Coronavirus, the series, where we're going to be taking a spiritual, in-depth look at what coronavirus, what the whole pandemic mean in a spiritual, esoteric, metaphysical sense. So I thank you for watching. All 3 series are going to be amazing. Yeah, I think we as a people need this right now. And leave comments, subscribe, tell a friend to tune in. This is going to be a very powerful video, starting now. Once again, family, welcome to the Cosmic Christ University. Metaphysical Minister Corbin. 4 years ago, family, not some of us, not most of us, but all of us experienced in some shape or form the coronavirus. It affected everybody. Even if you to this day didn't have it, somebody close to you had it. Somebody close to you lost a family member because of this coronavirus. It was a planetary global virus. Pandemic, whether you want to call it a plandemic. In this video, we're not going to be dissecting. We're going to be looking at it as a whole. You have your theory. This person over here has their theory. But this is a spiritual wholeness that we focus on this channel. So this presentation, we're going to go really in. It's a 3-part series. And I thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button. Hit the other dislike button if it is what it is. But subscribe. Let me know what you think. Now, once again, in 2020, 4 years ago, the world, everybody was affected. Everybody seen the effects that would happen with this coronavirus hit globally. People lost their lives. People were isolated. People who were so used to being around people had now to be to themselves, to think to themselves, to understand the universe maybe a little bit more better, to understand themselves a little bit more better. You realize if the coronavirus taught you anything, it was that whether rich or poor, whether you're in poverty or you're living a luxurious life, you were still affected by the coronavirus. It also taught us not to put high regards on celebrities because they are just people like everybody else. So we've seen a normalization of everybody as a one unit when that virus hit. I thank you for your patience at 4 minutes because I'm going to go in. And for those who are familiar with my videos, then you know I'm going to go in. So thank you. With no further ado, I present to you Coronavirus, the series, Chapter 1, The Spiritual Truth. The Spiritual Truth. The coronavirus will be seen as a turning point in human behavior and evolution. The initial turning point The emergence of multi-sensory perception and understanding of power as alignment of the personality with the soul went virtually unnoticed. Now, before I continue to go in, family, I must add this. The author, who you would be more familiarized with in chapter 2 of the coronavirus series for good reasons, the author who you will be introduced to more and fully in chapter 2 for a greater reason, he uses the word 5 sensory humans, and then he used the words multi-sensory humans. Once again, the author uses the word 5 sensory humans. That's SENSORY. You know, the ones like everybody who relates to the smell, taste, hearing, all that. You know, the 5 senses. Then he talks about the multi-sensory beings, what we are now about to advance to. So keep those two in mind as I go in. Thank you. Here we go. The coronavirus will be seen as a turning point in human behavior and evolution. The initial turning point, the emergence of multi-sensory perception and the understanding of power as alignment of the personality with the soul, the author says, went virtually unnoticed. This turning point is unmistakable and will not be forgotten. The pandemic and electronic communication have made it part of every human on the earth, from those remote, from the suffering and dying to those who are dying and suffering. It is an invitation from the universe to grow spiritually. It is an invitation that we can refuse, but not one that will disappear. Let's keep on going. The coronavirus offers us opportunities to see our individual experiences and our collective experiences from the expanded perception of the new consciousness. 5 sensory humans attempt to see them from the limited perception of the old consciousness, but the magnitude of the coronavirus, the timing of it, the omnipresence of it, the energy of it are much larger than the 5 senses can perceive and the intellect can conceive, deduce, or conclude. In other words, family, we've been taught, we've been learned, we've been birthed to use these 5 senses. You know them: touch, taste, sight, all that good stuff. Hearing. But now we are headed to a time where we're about to be multi-sensory. This is using more than one sense. This is about to go down, and you are advancing as people. You have to understand this. So I'm going to keep on going. So what the coronavirus did, no different than what the Ice Age did, no different than what they call the dinosaur extinction did, is it did something like similar to that, but to a magnitude where we can really see the effects without having to worry about a mass extinction. There was a lot of people that lost their life, but the people who remain can now see the spiritual evolution of what's happening. So thank you. Let me go back in and read that again. The coronavirus offers up opportunities to see our individual experiences and our collective experiences from the expanded perception of the new consciousness. 5 sensory humans attempt to see them from the limited perception of the old consciousness, but the magnitude of the coronavirus, the timing of it, family, the omnipresence of it, the energy of it are much larger than the 5 senses can perceive, and the intellect can conceive, deduce, or conclude. It is beyond the range and the limitations of 5 sensory humans, yet many individuals in the Earth School are 5 sensory. Therefore, this event, which is quite large in relationship to all other contemporary human events, is creating turmoil. This turmoil is providing learning opportunities for all involved. Question to my people in Cosmic Christ University, my students and my masters, both alike. How many times you've been through certain things in your life and it's been a trial or tribulation, or in the midst of it, it's just been pressure? But once you got out that pressure and you have learned your lesson, or you overcame that obstacle, you overcame that obstacle. Once you did that, then when it's all over, you can see the bigger picture. You can understand the lesson. So what the author is saying is, this is what is going on with 4 years later now, 2024. This is what's going on in the bigger picture. Look how we came out of this. A lot of people came out with a higher consciousness. Really. This event is as large and impactful as the ice ages or the extinction of species that eliminated dinosaurs from the earth. Let me read that again, because I was just talking about that, right? This event is as large, and it's talking about the coronavirus. This event is as large and impactful as the ice ages or the extinction of the species that eliminated dinosaurs from the earth. Let me read that again. What? I thought it was asteroids that destroyed the dinosaurs. Run that one back, minister. This event is as large and impactful as the Ice Age. We're familiar with the Ice Age. Okay, it's mammoth and all them great animals. Or the extinction of the species that eliminated dinosaurs from Earth. I don't know what those species are. Anyway, let's keep on going. It affects all humans, but it affects them in ways that are not as final as ice ages and species extinctions. As major species extinction is in process at this moment. Excuse me, stop, Corbin. Slow it down. Read that again. A major species extinction is in process at this moment. Family. It says a major species extinction is in process at this moment. When this author wrote this, he was literally in the midst of the coronavirus. So he was seeing everything in real time with his own spiritual intuition. He says a major species extinction is in process at this moment. However, that alone is not sufficient to awaken individuals whom multisensory perception has emerged to the relationship of the coronavirus and all that it brings to the evolution of the human species. Excuse me, let me break that down. He's saying people are dying by the masses. We can concur to that. We can vouch for that. The coronavirus transcended a lot of people out of this physical to the spiritual world. We can definitely vouch for that. He is saying, however, that alone is not enough to awaken people whom multisensory perception has emerged. A lot of you are getting this power, but you're not used to this power. You've never been taught, especially the ones who went to church. It's a power. Spider-Man's Peter Parker's uncle said, with great power comes great what? Responsibility. A lot of us are still stuck in that lazy state of mind. You got to get out of that in order to embrace your powers. Let's go again. However, that alone is not sufficient to awaken individuals whom multisensory perception has emerged to the relationship of the coronavirus and all that it brings to the evolution of the human species. Oh my God, this is going to be a good video. I love you all, family. The coronavirus does this with exclusively that matches the largest global events of human past. Let me read that again. The coronavirus does this with exclusivity that matches the largest global events of human past, but without the immediate threat to the survival of the human species. What it is saying is the coronavirus was no different than the Ice Age or the destruction or the whatever of the dinosaurs. The difference is that there is enough of us left to experience the shift or the next epoch, epoch. Back in the day, not so much. When it was a mass pandemic or a mass destruction, damn near everybody got wiped out, unless the ones who went underground. But we are now able to see the aftermath of all this and evolve if we choose to. 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy. Ooh. Let me run the first one back because I told y'all, family, we only 15 minutes in. Hit the like button, tell a friend, and subscribe. Let's get us to 500 and then beyond. Let's get us to 5,000 and then beyond. Let's get us to 5 million and then beyond. I'm going to start from right here. The coronavirus does this with exclusivity that matches the largest global events of human past, but without the immediate threat to the survival of the human species. Multisensory individuals are beginning to sense this, the magnitude of it. It is not something that comes and goes quickly, obviously, because they're still talking about the coronavirus, aren't they, family? 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy. Let me read that again and slow it down. 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy. Read it again. 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy. He is saying that with this coronavirus going on, people who are still stuck in the material world are looking for a material remedy. 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy, and they will create one that will profit its creators more than most organizations and individuals. Read between the lines. Please read between the lines. 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy, and they will create one. They have, didn't they? Several. That will profit its creators. Don't get me started. More than most organizations. And individuals in the history of humanity have profited from a single endeavor. Let me read that again. Yes, I do this. 5-sensory humans are striving for a 5-sensory remedy, and they will create one that will profit its creators more than most organizations and individuals in the history of humanity have profited from a single endeavor. Please listen to this very carefully, this next line. Please listen to me very carefully, this next line, family. Yet all of that is and will be the pursuit of external power, a power outside of you. You trying to create this stuff that will profit, and you're telling people that will profit and heal them and cure them. This is only for outside. This is ego. Let's read that again. Yet all of that is and will be the pursuit of external power. Somebody better Facebook this post. Somebody better post this on their Facebook or post this on their Instagram. I want to see a t-shirt for what I'm about to say, okay? Matter of fact, what I'm about to say, this little line, hit the like button if you like what this author says. I think this is so real. And this is no shade to everybody, but this is a real saying. So I'm going to read the whole thing right quick, and I'm going to hit the saying. And hit the like button if you like. Or Facebook, post this shit. Excuse the language, but Facebook it. Shit. Yet all of that is and will be the pursuit of external power. Listen, family, there is no vaccine for fear. Woo! There is no vaccine for fear. Let me take the glasses off on that one. I need to look at my beautiful family. There is no vaccine for fear. A deeper remedy for this circumstance is the creation of authentic power. Authentic. It comes from you. That's the true remedy, is what the author's saying. A deeper remedy for the circumstance is the creation of authentic power, and that deeper remedy is the only remedy. That is the message the coronavirus pandemic presents us gently. So I had a family member on the comment section, a family member, I hope you're watching this right now. Please, I hope you're watching this, family, that asked me, do I think the coronavirus is the mark of the beast? And I gave him a great answer in the comment section. But listen to this. I'm going to read this one part again. There is no vaccine for fear. A deeper remedy for this circumstance is the creation of authentic power, and that deeper remedy is the only remedy. That is the message the coronavirus pandemic presents us gently. The coronavirus itself is not gentle. It has affected millions of individuals, and many of them are suffering greatly. It has killed a great many individuals, yet most of the individuals on earth are unaffected. Therefore, there is learning, but learning that is not deadly to an entire species of humankind. Let me read that again. Therefore, there is learning, but learning that is not deadly to the entire species of humankind. As individuals away from other individuals have time to reflect, how many of y'all went to the store when the coronavirus was going on? And people that you knew for years, it might have been family members, you could see them in the store. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. How you doing? This thing is crazy, ain't it? Like, it was real. People didn't want to even get close to you. It was really real. And, you see a lot of Cyndi Lauper true colors. You feel me? So it was real, but it is what it is. A lot of people were experiencing that. Everybody was experiencing that for the first time. So it's going to be like that. So, but yeah, I'm sure you've seen people. You might have been you too. So whatever. It is what it is. Let's get back to it. As individuals away from other individuals have time to reflect, even if they do not desire to reflect, they are beginning to appreciate the circumstance. The coronavirus pandemic is a compassionate gift from the universe. Some of y'all like, nigga, please. But it is what it is. If you really look within and look without, truly as above, so below, it's just what it is. It's a cleansing. All this stuff that people have done to Mother Earth and the planet, and you don't think it's going to be a rebuttal, retribution? You don't think it's going to be justice? Some type of revenge? Let me tell you this. We're about to enter the age, and we have entered the age of the divine feminine energy. You don't think it's going to be some type of rebuttal, retribution for that either? Let's keep on going, Corbin. As individuals away from other individuals have time to reflect, even if they do not desire to reflect, they're beginning to appreciate the circumstances. The coronavirus pandemic is a compassionate gift from the universe, an event that supports the entire human species in moving toward a new evolutionary path. It is not meant to punish or frighten us. Please understand that. It is not meant to punish or frighten us. It is designed to support the awakening of love in the human species, the creation of authentic power, aka the power within, aka Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within you, aka know that you are greater. The coronavirus pandemic is a compassionate gift from the universe, an event that supports the entire human species in moving towards its new evolutionary path. It is not meant to punish or frighten us. It is designed to support the awakening of love in the human species, the creation of authentic power. As we have discussed, the depth of a personality is determined by the soul of that personality. I'll read that again. As we have discussed, the depth of a personality is determined by the soul of that personality. It is a decision made by the soul to return home to non-physical reality. This has always been so, even when the number of deaths has been large, such as in World War II or the Holocaust within World War II. Yet, those were experiences of 5 sensory humans inflicting pain and destruction on 5 sensory humans. It is not destruction that is being inflicted now upon the human species. The coronavirus pandemic provides us countless opportunities to grow spiritually. It provides them to multi-sensory humans. Let's stop there. I'm going to read this again and then I'm going to slowly go in. The coronavirus pandemic provides us countless opportunities to grow spiritually. Listen, please. It provides them to multi-sensory humans who have declared they will no longer contribute the brutality that has characterized the human experience. That is you who are watching, you who are tuned in, you who have enrolled into the Cosmic Christ University, and thank you for enrolling. There are a lot of people who have left this world, and they are leaving rapidly. Not all, but a lot of those people, not all people, listen to what I'm saying, but a lot of those people were stuck in a third dimensional mind. We are in the quantum world where everything you think is going to manifest quickly and rapidly in your life. So be careful, be mindful of what you're thinking, even with no noise coming out your mouth. Even if you're just thinking here, be careful what you're thinking. So let me read this again. The coronavirus pandemic, and I'm almost done. I told you it's not going to be an hour one. These series are going to be like a TV show minus the commercials. These series are going to be like a TV show minus the commercial. And in the future, there's going to be somebody who watched this and might anime or might do something, a movie on these series. So I want you guys to understand this. This is your story. This is our song. The coronavirus pandemic provides us countless opportunities to grow spiritually. It provides them to multi-sensory humans who have declared they will no longer contribute the brutality that has characterized the human experience. What shall they do when fellow students in the Earth School refuse to take them into consideration? When fellow students righteously refuse to wear a mask, for example. Let me read that again and slow it down. We're only in 25 minutes. Hit the like button, please, if you like it. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tune in. Listen, please. What shall they do when fellow students in Earth School refuse to take them into consideration? Family listening. When fellow students righteously refuse to wear a mask, for example, one of the simplest of gifts that can be given. Will they react with judgment and anger, or will they respond with love? Resistance to wearing a mask has nothing to do with the act of wearing a mask. It is a reaction of fear. Resistance to wearing a mask has nothing to do with the act of wearing a mask. It is a reaction of fear. Family, I'm about to end the presentation, but I want to make sure that you guys hear me clearly and dearly. Resistance to wearing a mask has nothing to do with the act of wearing a mask. It is a reaction of fear. It is an objection to the world being the way it is. The individual who refused to wear a mask refused to acknowledge changes in the world that are real. The individuals who refuse to wear a mask refuse to acknowledge changes in the world that are real. And rather than experience the pain of those changes, they choose an issue such as this one to distract themselves from what they feel. All of these opportunities are gifts within gifts from the universe, each tailored to the spiritual needs of those who receive them. By spiritual, I mean having to do with the soul. Now, if you listen clearly, you will see that he was judging nobody for wearing a mask, and he was judging nobody for refusing to wear a mask. He was giving you a bigger, broader picture of the esoteric reason why you do both. Yeah, I'll read that again. Resistance to wearing a mask has nothing to do with the act of wearing a mask. It is a reaction of fear. It is an objection to the world being the way it is. The individuals who refuse to wear a mask refuse to acknowledge changes in the world that are real. And rather than experience the pain of those changes, they choose an issue such as this one to distract themselves from what they feel. All of these opportunities are gifts within gifts from the universe, each tailored to the spiritual needs of those who receive them. By spiritual, I mean having to do with the soul. Withdrawal into seclusion is not an answer. Withdrawal into seclusion, family, is not an answer. Although it is required for containing the coronavirus, withdrawal is not possible because all individuals are beginning to see how dependent they are upon one another. Sometimes you just got to read it again. Withdrawal into seclusion, which is saying don't try to go hide in a room and cover yourself up in a blanket for many years. It's not going to work. It was necessary for a little bit to contain the pandemic and the coronavirus, but it's not going to work, and here's why. Withdrawal into seclusion is not an answer. Although it is required for containing the coronavirus, withdrawal is not possible because all individuals are beginning to see how dependent they are upon one another. Yet that dependency, that closeness cannot be expressed physically. Whoa. Yet that dependency, that closeness cannot be expressed physically, so it is presented to each individual from within to be recognized, acknowledged, and appreciated. And for the ones who have been tuning into the Cosmic Christ University for quite some time, you are understanding now the Bible more than some of your preachers and your pastors understand it, because now you're realizing that all Christ did 2,000 some years ago through the power of the Elohim, the sun beings, will let one of their energies come into a human being and wake up the consciousness of the people. He told you when he was going to return, and it was this time now. Here we go again in all this craziness with this big coronavirus epic that happened 4 years ago, and we are watching something spiritually happening. Time is moving rapidly. Get ready for it. Big Mama, the great mother, the mater, the divine mater is returning. Withdrawal into seclusion is not an answer, although it is required for containing the coronavirus. Withdrawal is not possible because all individuals are beginning to see how dependent they are upon one another. But listen what it says. Yet that dependency, that closeness cannot be expressed physically, so it is presented to each individual from within to be recognized, acknowledged, and appreciated. The coronavirus is electing, ELICITING, the most constructive and fulfilling potentials of the emerging species. So I want to use the word electing. The coronavirus is electing the most constructive and fulfilling potentials of the emerging species. Loving responses instead of fearful reactions. Appreciation of others and life instead of exploitations. And countless co-creations that bring us together again and again. This is why I say a lot of people are leaving here fast, because if your mind, this is what Christ was trying to tell you, like a thief in the night. Go within, because when the shift happens, you got to be lined up with the Christ consciousness. That's a cosmic energy. If you're not, then you're out of here. You're out of here. This is a special time to be... I just want to read this again. And we're pretty much almost done now. And I want to thank you for tuning into Coronavirus, the series, The Spiritual Truth. This is chapter 1. Wait till you hear chapter 2. Woo! And get a little more introduced, or get introduced fully to the author. The coronavirus is electing the most constructive and fulfilling potentials. That's you. The coronavirus is electing the most constructive and fulfilling potentials of the emerging human species. Loving responses instead of fearful reactions. Appreciation of others and life instead of exploitation. And countless co-creations that bring us together again and again. This is a special time to be appreciated. 5 sensory humans cannot understand how death and suffering can be appreciated. Yet from the larger context, it is visible. From the higher order logic and understanding of the heart, it is felt and understood. Pierre Teilhard, Teilharde, Chardin, Chardin, a Jesuit priest, followed his heart to a place that his order would not permit him to share while he lived. But hundreds of millions of multi-sensory humans are now exploring that place. Someday, he wrote, after mastering the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love. And then for a second time in the history of the world, we will have discovered fire. Oh my God. Woo! This has been a very powerful presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, his name was Pierre, Pierre. Middle name is Teilhard, Teilhard. After that, it's a DE followed by a Chardin. And I quote from his words, someday, after mastering the winds, we have done that. The waves, we have done that. The tides and gravity, we have done that. It says, we shall harness for God the energies of love. And then he goes and says, and then for a second time, family, in history of the world, we will have discovered fire. The author's question is, at the end, how many more gifts, such as the coronavirus, will the universe provide us? As many as we need is the answer to co-create on your journey towards love. It's always a pleasure. Stay tuned in for chapter 2.